D-E-F-E-C-T. 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 It's a defect.
What we just said.
We'll have a party next year.
Cool. Dempo. P. Diddy. Dempster. So good they named him lots of times. Oh, and don't forget Ginge. My first impression of you was that you're a bit of a Jack the Lad. My lasting impression of you is you're a bit of a Jack the Lad, but one who's very good at his job and a fantastic leader. In terms of favourite memories, it's got to be our nights out, as well as all the laughs in the office. We've had some really good nights out over the years. I look forward to another one in the summer, hopefully. In particular, what stands out is one of our nights in the vestry, and I believe Jacob and I tried to convince you there's a cocktail called the motorboat, and you ordered one. Sorry about that one. ADCW is a fantastic place to work. It's so much fun. Everybody loves being there, and that's all down to you and your leadership, as well as us all being great people, of course. And so now it's time to say goodbye. Leaves me to say thank you for being such a great MD. As I say, we've had a great time. It's really sad it's come to an end, but all good things do come to an end. Good luck, whatever you do next, and I'll be seeing you around the office. And don't forget about summer ball. Bye.
Dempo, lasting memories. Unfortunately, most of them have been wiped out by alcohol. How would you sum up Dempo? I don't know. I've been in this game for a few years, and without doubt, I would say I've enjoyed the last 15 from some aspects. But all in all, at the end of the day, I would just consider him a good friend. All the best, my friend. Good luck in wherever you end up. And stay in touch with yourself, at least. Dempo, first impressions. It was at a conference back in the Caribbean days, and he picked up an award for health and safety that somebody else in the project actually won. And I thought to myself then, who the fuck has employed the ginger Milky Bar kid?
Hi Dempo, so I hear it's your leaving, dude. You're finally escaping Aspire. You've done a cracking job of stringing it out for so long. I don't think anyone could have made a job last longer, no matter how hard they tried. So, I was given a short list of things I was allowed to say. So, in true Dempo style, I've done a list. So, here we have, list, used colours, used the little squigglies at the side, all in the Dempo style. So, first impressions of you, to be honest, I'm struggling to remember. I think it might have been at a visit I did to one of your hospitals, the early ones, Swindon or Oxford. And I just remember an absolute force of nature running around the site who knew all the detail about all the items that were going on. So from that is probably my first memory. And then about some memorable times where we've had together. And for me, probably the closest we worked together was down at QA Hospital in Portsmouth. The Pompey Hospital was a hell of a job, probably one of the toughest I've ever been involved in. So the things I really remember about the down there is we had a load of really nasty technical issues, and you've never been afraid to roll your sleeves up and get into the detail, because we both know the devil's in the detail. And we also know the quickest way out of the job is normally the cheapest. And we needed to save some money down there. So accelerating, finding ways to do things differently, you were all over that. But probably the fun thing I remember about being down there with you was you knew how to celebrate success. And to be honest, it didn't have to be a lot of success to be worthy of a celebration. And probably my favourite memory is how we managed to make the 500 quid celebration fee stretch to hiring the Spinnaker Tower out for our completion party. that was quite an evening. I certainly remember being one of the last leaving the bar with you, and I think we staggered our way back to our hotels. A fabulous night and a fabulous memory. So, to sum you up, and my memories, which I've been asked to do, would be, as a supervisor and a manager or a director, to be honest, Dempo, you're not all that. However, what you really are, and where your strength is, you're a leader. People love working with you. I certainly love my time working with you, and that's the strength. If you're always out the front, leading from the front, but always got an eye on the detail, causing a bit of chaos, if I might add, because you know it better than anyone else. So you make it fun, and that's a big part of what we do. We solve problems and we have fun doing it. So keep doing that, whatever you go to do next. So, and the other thing I'll always remember about you, wherever you go, I'm sure you'll always have a big bunch of these with you. I still think there's the one thing I can always remember about you is you always had some good selection of pens. So have a great evening, whatever you get up to. I'm sure our paths will cross in the future. Take care, good luck.
Hello Misty, I've been asked to do a video for you because you're finally leaving Aspire, which I'm sure is really sad. So just a little overview of you. My first impression of you was anyone who can rock a man bag and pink spotty socks amongst all the other bright ones that you used to wear is going to be an awesome boss. And you proved that by telling us to bugger off on Christmas Eve at 11:30 because we should all be in the pub. I knew then that I was going to really like you. My most memorable time with you, there's been lots of drunken evenings, which probably shouldn't be mentioned on this video, to be honest. But one of the most memorable times is when the lads at Perham pranked you with the horn under your chair. That to this day, your face sat on that chair when that horn went off is something that will make me laugh forever. But to sum you up, you were by far the most fun, down-to-earth, amazing, semi-professional boss that I've ever had, and I miss you a lot. I miss Aspire. I miss working with you. You made that project what it is. Obviously everyone else is there doing an amazing job, but you made it a really nice place to work, and obviously it delivered, so you also made that work. And I don't think the project would ever have been the same without you running it. And I just want to wish you all the luck in the world with what you do next. I want to wish all the people that work for you all the luck in the world. They're going to need it. And I hope that they can all drink as much as you do, put it that way. So for now, I just wanted to say good luck, and I will miss you. I do miss you. I'm sure everybody there will miss you. And I hope that wherever life takes you, it's something amazing.
Well, Paul, video, say thank you. You know, it's been a pleasure working with you over the last 15 years. Some abiding memories for me. Your obsession, square bullet points. That's one of those things I shall ponder forever. Where does that obsession come from? Other high points for me, your interaction with Philip Green shortly before Crillon went bust, where he was giving you a bollocking and really putting you under pressure to try to get higher profit return out of Aspire. Anyway, I think your legacy lives on here at Aspire and in the built environment around us. I've looked around. However, sorry, one point, we haven't got a Dempster Avenue, so there's something you can still strive for, you know, is getting that Dempster Avenue signpost up. Anyway, look, it's pleasure working with you, and look forward to carrying on working with you in the future.
Hi Paul, this is take 22, so you can imagine how bad the previous ones were. First met you back in 2008 when I had my interview with Phil Northfield for a position in Capital Works. First impression, very young to be an MD of a major construction company. A little bit flash, but what's wrong with that? But very down to earth and straightforward talking, and that's been reflected throughout. Obviously, we're now coming to the end of ABP, a successful completion, which is down to no small part to yourself and obviously your team. Your enthusiasm has been reflected throughout by your team, and the way you treated them and have treated them, your straightforward talking, etc., is reflected in the way they respect you and supported you throughout. And again, a credit to yourself. Paul, it's been a pleasure working with you. I wish you all the very best in the future. No doubt you will be a success, as you so deserve. Hopefully we'll catch up sometime. Take care, mate. All the best.
Paul, it's been a real pleasure. Great honour working with you. I know that you're really proud of everything that you've achieved over the last 5 years, and I've really enjoyed being kind of your oppo. You know, the two MDs working together, and it's been great. For me, the highlight was when you got caught in the golf buggy driving through the POL point, got yourself in quite a lot of trouble. You thought the general was after you. I phoned you to tell you that the master gunner was looking for whoever it was, and I let you sweat on it for a couple of hours. You were clearly under pressure when you phoned me back and asked me to sort it out for you. Definitely sweating on that one. And I think that's probably the most pressure I've seen you under in the last 5 years. Apart from that, you've been pretty relaxed, and life's been pretty easy, really. Anyway, really good luck. Good luck for the future. Hope everything goes well. And Paul, well done you. You've got plenty to be proud of. Cheers.
Paul, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say thank you for all your hard work and efforts over the years with KBR. I know you've worked tirelessly on what has been a fantastic programme, and you should feel very proud of everything you've achieved. I know you and I have only worked together for a short period, but I'm already dreading the moment that you're not around for me to be able to pick up the phone or have a call with to discuss some issues on the overall project. So best of luck with the next phase. Like I say, you'll be sorely missed, and you should feel very proud of what you've achieved. And let's keep in touch and hopefully see you soon. Thanks, Paul. Bye-bye.
Hi, Paul. My first impression of you was when you were on the JV board. I was asked to deputise. The meeting started. We were well into it, and you turned up late. The meeting restarted, and we'd wasted that first 10 minutes or so. So, first impressions, a disruption. Most memorable moment, on one of our infamous nights out in Salisbury, the Jaeger bombs had been flowing, and you thought my designer shirt had poppers all the way down, only to find out that they were buttons after you'd ripped it from top to bottom. But in summary, Paul, you're a great leader. You've been a great support to me and to the finance team through ABP. You've made soldiers' lives better for sure, and you've also made the staff of ADCW's lives better as well. So well done. I wish you all the best in the future, and let's keep in touch.
Hi, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
I first met you in 2000 working on the Great Western Hospital in Swindon. I thought you were friendly, approachable, and most importantly, your door was always open. My most memorable time working with you throughout all these years was helping you to remain standing and getting you back to your hotel room with Keith Hutton after you've had one too many shandies on a night out around Swindon. Overall, your support, guidance and belief in me has been invaluable throughout my career, and I'm sincerely grateful for the opportunities you've given me as recent as Aspire. You're a great guy and a first-class leader of a multi-million-pound business. I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Hi Paul, greetings from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. First impressions, what a guy, charisma, live wire. This is going to be interesting. Most memorable thing with you, 2 RTR obviously, great challenge, sum you up, great fun, great to work with, great leader, all the best.
I spent 3 hours this afternoon trying to come up with this. I've got 10-minute versions, 5-minute versions, 2-minute versions, all are different, none of them are good enough. So, in the end, all I will do is keep it simple. Paul Dempster, great friend, great colleague, great leader, held in the highest esteem by all those around you. Allenby and Connaught and Aspire have been lucky to have you, And you've been bloody lucky as well to have a job just 10 minutes down the road from where you live. Thanks for everything you've done. Best of luck for the future. Look after yourself.
Hi Paul. It's about 15 years now since you gave me the first director's briefing on Aspire. We've continued to work together over that period, and it's been a fantastic experience, I'm sure, for both of us. I've really enjoyed working with you. As you would famously say, it's always been emotional. It's always been great fun as well. You've achieved massive things for the staff, for KBR, and for the British Army. I hope you'll be eternally proud for what you've achieved. I wish you all the best for all you do in the future. Please take care.
So my first impression of Paul is one of being a bit of a wheeler dealer. I did expect to see the yellow three-wheeler outside the office on more than one occasion, but instead it was just a string of flash cars. What sticks in my mind about Paul is his ability to laugh at himself and at others at the very first opportunity, and I think I've been on the receiving end of that more than once. To sum up, Paul's passionate, driven and motivated, a real people person, and I couldn't have ever worked for a better boss. So I wish you all the best for the future, Paul, and I do hope that our paths cross again soon. Take care for now.
First came across Paul in 2006 when he joined Capital Works as our MD for the first 2 years. My first impressions were he looks a bit young, and Wardy will get him into shape, but how wrong I was. Memorable moments must have been our first summer ball with your attempt at an after-dinner speech after probably more than one glass of wine. That was interesting. And this time round in ABP, any time you've been in the same room as Damien, laughed my head off. Initially in PAC, I probably didn't have that much to do with you because I was a number of rungs down the ladder and I had sort of Chris Cheney and Phil Norfield as my immediate managers. But when you came back for ABP in 2016, you provided some great leadership over the last 5 years, as evidenced by what we've all achieved. You've certainly looked after me, and I'm really grateful for that, especially around the time of the Carillion collapse. What can I say? I've really, really enjoyed working with you over the last 5 years, and it's a shame it's coming to an end. And I wish you luck for whatever you do in the future. And thank you very much, Paul. I've really enjoyed it.
Mr. D. That very nice Simon has asked me would I put a few words together for your video. Now, there'll be members of the team that would want me to say something about ginger. No, I wouldn't do anything like that, mate. You know me better than that. Now, Dempo. I only say that because you'll only retort by saying my bottom lip's gone or something like that. Let's be honest. ABP, wow. Magnificent. You know, you can use all the words: huge success, massive, colossal success, but it doesn't say everything, does it? It doesn't say the fact that Carillion went bust while you was doing it, and you ended up right at the end with the pandemic. And I don't think there's anybody in our lifetimes that have ever had to go through any of that, and yet it has still been a massive, massive success. And that, in no small part, is down to you. You created the culture and the environment that made the workplace enjoyable but fun. And I enjoyed that fun, and I thank you for allowing me to be part of APP. Now, Dempo, without getting sentimental, all I'm going to say is I wish you every success in whatever you do, because we know whatever you do, it will be the best. And by the way, any work going, let me know. All right, bye bye now.
First impression of Paul Dempster. Who is this geezer? Something memorable? Got to be his stories of which pubs in Salisbury he has been banned from and the reason why, but won't go there. And then to sum him up, Paul let you as an individual do your job. He didn't interfere. He knew what people could do and he let them do it. My time at Aspire was absolutely brilliant under both times that I worked for Paul. And I wish Paul
all the best for whatever project he goes on to next. Take care.
My first impression of Paul was when I first met him in the ABC, and I thought he was down to earth and informal. A memorable time was when he first swore and dropped the F-bomb in front of Bob Kerry and watched Bob Kerry's jaw drop to the floor. And to sum Paul up, I think he's driven, I think he's inspiring, and he's well liked by
I met you in
everyone.
2006, and my first thoughts were, crikey, you're young to be an MD. But I was immediately impressed by the fact that you were approachable and you were always prepared to give time for a chat. I remember playing golf with you over at Tidworth, and you told me that you didn't play very often. And you then proceeded to hit a 300-yard drive straight down the middle. And I'm afraid to say, my friend, you're a bandit. Paul, your drive and passion for all aspects of work here at Aspire is legendary, and the major reason why Capital Works has been such a success. Your ability to gain the respect, both professionally and personally, of all your colleagues, the client and the rest of the supply chain, and always be likeable and inject fun and humour, is a testament to you as a person. Paul, you are a top bloke, and I wish you well for the future.
Hi Paul. I first met you in, I think, 2013 when you joined the Capital Works board, and I can remember thinking my first impression then was, wow, what a typical loudmouth cocky builder. And I can remember thinking, oh my god, the board meetings are just going to take so much longer now he's on it. We've had many memorable times over the last 5 years, most of which involved the chapter house in Salisbury. And those evenings we spent in there with our team drinking double monkey 47s and playing Would I Lie to You stand out as particular favourites of mine. It's true what they say, you can't judge a book by its cover, and my first impression of you turned out to be very wrong. All that bravado that you put on is just a front. And after working with you for 5 years, I very soon came to realise that actually you're a very open and selfless man that's always willing to do whatever it takes to help his team out, no matter how tough the going gets. So I'd like to thank you for all your help over the last 5 years, Paul, and wish you all the very best for the future.
Paul, when I first met you, I don't think I knew what to make of you, and I'm still not sure, to be honest. It's been interesting at times. It's been a little unpredictable at times. I think I had to rein you in at times, but what an adventure. And I would say anyway, you have been a great MD to this business, and on a personal level, you have been a really, really good manager to me. So thank you, and wish you all the best in future. My only advice would be just maybe think before you speak sometimes.
So my first impressions of you. Who is this Jack the lad? Is he the new MD's brookie mate? Most memorable time. At one of the summer balls, 5 a.m. in the morning, you and Wardy were slouched on the sofa when we were tidying up. You were trying to buy more wine from me that Aspire had already paid for. To sum you up, Paul, you're a fun guy but a great MD. You will work you hard but appreciate your efforts. One comment to make though, flip-flops should be compulsory office wear at all times. Just to say good luck for the future.
So, Paul, first impressions. Summer 2000, Great Western Hospital. I was asked to attend a meeting on external services. Peter Graham said to me, go and find out what's going on. Went to the meeting, came back out. He said, and? I said, there's only some builder in there knows what he's talking about. Turned out to be you, mate. Memorable moment, I think summer 2005, Oxford John Radcliffe, you became the self-appointed lead singer of a band on the on a boat going up the Thames, which I don't know what that sounded like from the bank, but it was very funny. And again, I think you did Robbie Williams proud. Sum you up, genuine, decent guy. Worked with you a long time. Shame it's coming to an end. I wish you well wherever you go, whatever you do. Cheers, Paul.
So first impressions. Well, actually I have 3 because Paul was rocked up 3 times in ADCSW's history. The first, learning. Early MD,
Yeah, bit as Richard Lumley would have said, out of the Carillion fast track mould, all the very same corporate people. Fortunately for Paul, this period of some older hands of the construction world putting arms around him, he learned, and that was a great thing. Second, challenging. Board member, yes. Certainly gave Phil Northfield a little bit of a run for his money at the times with the questions, and actually continued that challenging even today, which is a really great piece. And then finally, the emotional period. APB delivery. You know, again, I wonder actually, with Bob having retired recently, the swearing seems to have gone down. So I wonder who was winding up who during this period. But that emotion and drive has certainly led to the success of where we are today. Memorable times? Well, Chapter House, obviously, many times, so that was great. And finally, my impressions and my final thought and sum up is passion. That's what drives us and drives you, Paul, for what you deliver, and I'm very grateful for that.
Paul, I got to thinking about what makes a good managing director. And so I looked up on the internet to see what bright ideas they came up with. And it's all things like astute financial mind, a strategic thinker, decision maker, good interpersonal skills, and a leader. Well, I can't really comment on much of that because my involvement has obviously been on the health and safety side of things. And you, as well as I, know that we have got the most incredible record at ADCW in terms of lost time injuries, recordable incidents. And when you consider when we're up to virtually 10 million man hours and the number of incidents that we've had has been so small, it's just incredible. And so why is that? It doesn't just happen, clearly. So obviously you've got an incredibly good health and safety team, that goes without saying. But apart from that, the only way it could ever happen, no safety team or no project is only as good as the leadership behind it. And you have supported us 100% all the way through this in safety initiatives and anything we've needed to do which we think would help the safety on site. And you could be cynical, I suppose, and say that you only do that to please KBR, to keep the KPIs good, previously Carillion. But I genuinely do not believe that. I think that you as a person, in the same way as I do really do not want to see people injured on your site. And that, I think, is strong leadership. And it's something that is a credit to you and a credit to all of your team. In terms of, from a personal viewpoint, I've not known you for long, really, and only over the last year, 2 years maybe, that I've actually worked with you at all. And I've seen that you genuinely feel for your guys when they were leaving. You were really concerned that they would all find jobs as they left the project. And as far as I know, most of them have, which is great news. And in terms of myself, I think you've been very supportive. And I would say, to sum up, I think really in one sentence, and I think this is probably, I suppose it's praise that you couldn't really couldn't better, and that is, you're a bloody good bloke, and it's been a pleasure working for you. Good luck wherever you go in the future.
So my first impression of you was at our interview, and I thought, he likes the swear word, this will be a good job. My most memorable moment, there's been many, but I think having to pick you up from Tisby train station at stupid o'clock in the morning because you'd fallen asleep on the train on the way back from London was up there with some of the best. To sum you up is impossible in such a short amount of time, but an amazing boss, absolute legend, kind, caring, loyal, and of course, strawberry blonde. Good luck with wherever you're going to next. You'll be sorely missed at Aspire, I'm sure. and they'll be lucky to have you. Bye.
So Paul, as a 19-year-old, when I first met you, I thought you were really scary. Don't know why. Because when I saw you split your trousers in the middle of the office in my mid-20s, I think that made me realise you're a normal person, really, with your quirks about your bullet points and your lines and everything being absolutely perfect. So that's really rubbed off on me. I still have those hang-ups these days. But yeah, I think to sum you up, I just think you're a really inspirational person. So thank you for everything you've done for me.
So first impressions of Paul are he's a very approachable guy, so he's easy to talk to, which is great. Memorable moment, probably too many to fit into this video. I've got a video, Simon, of one of those memorable moments, which I'll send over to you. Maybe you can use that. Too many to talk about. How would I sum him up? You know, as a boss or like as a leader, he's just very inspirational. So he's always giving encouragement, and you know, that's probably the one word that I'd use to sum him up. Very inspirational guy. Cheers, Paul.
Hello, P. Diddy. So, it's your time for the ejector seat then. Well, I've been asked to say a couple of words about you. I don't know what, but let's have a go. So the first question I was asked to describe my first impression of you, well, it takes me back all the way to 2007, and first impression I had was ginger. Coxie's also asked me to describe memorable times I've had with you. Well, we've had some bloody good times, I'll tell you now, and I can't remember the best times, probably because we were both pissed. And well, to sum up, best of luck in what you're doing going forward, and like everybody else I know, if you need a hand or whatever, and you think I'm good enough, give us a ring. Cheers, mate.
The granddaughter helping me out here trying to record this. I remember first time that we was on a job down in Portsmouth Shopping Centre. You being a young engineer and me being a site manager back in 1989. Haven't times changed. And then obviously the best times was when we was in the ground pulling beer behind the bar with Sue. And we used to come down and watch the World Cup rugby and football, and the whole pub was full of people. To sum you up, Paul, you have been one of the best, well, the best boss that I've ever worked for. You know how things work, you come from the grassroots, and you're respected, well respected by a lot of people. And I can only hope, you know, for the future when you move on, that things work out well.
The impression of Paul was that he was far too young for the job. However, he soon dismissed my misconceptions by making it clear what he expected of me and empowered me accordingly. A memorable time was when I was working up the Aldershot project office layout for Buller Barracks. Paul's advice was to create a large open plan office and not to forget the flagpole and plants for reception. This turned out to be sound advice, as the office was a great place to work. To sum him up, Paul puts across what he wants done very well and gives you the room to carry out his requirements. He is knowledgeable, focused on detail, experienced, and forms close relationships with those he works with. He was a great bloke to work for. All the best, Paul, in your next adventure. Good luck. Cheers.